learned last week? Last week, what did we talk about? What was the discussion on? Sir Richard.
The discussion was. Good morning, colleagues. Once again.
Good morning.
Last week, our discussion centered on curriculum, the meaning of curriculum, and the forms. That's the types of curriculum and the development of curriculum. What I learned was that curriculum has to do with all the planned and unplanned activities under an institution.
All right. So thank you. You said curriculum refers to the planned and the unplanned activities that happen in the school, right?
School. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I have Madam Rebecca too. Madam Rebecca.
Okay, then continuing from what he said, we also discussed about the implication of the definition of curriculum, whereby the central focus of the curriculum is the learner. Then also, learning is not restricted to the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So aside the two, Madam Rebecca and then Sir Richard, what else did we learn?
And we also. Hello.
Yes, I'm listening,
Hello, madam.
Yes, Madam
Yes.
Rebecca.
Please, we also talked about the types of curriculum.
Okay, and then what were
we talked about the now curriculum, the hidden curriculum, then internal curriculum, and I think that was what I was able to recall. And then they said the now curriculum excludes certain sensitive topics that they think will disturb the learner. The developers take it out when they are developing the curriculum.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Abigail. And then you have the now curriculum, you have the formal, the informal, the hidden, the actual, the internal curriculum. Aside the now curriculum, what other curriculum can we explain? Oh, it's just a revision of what we did last week. So if you just raise your hand and tell me what you learned last week based on the subtopics that we have said.
Hello.
Hello, Madam Vida.
I also learned about the components of the curriculum. And I learned that it consists of curricular policies, curricular goals, fields of study, programs of study, then course of study and unit of study, then the lessons.
Okay, thank you very much. What do we say the curricular policies are?
Madam, the question again.
What did we say the curricular policies are? Not to you alone, to the whole class.
Okay.
Madam Rebecca.
The policies are the set of rules that controls the development and the implementation of the curriculum.
Okay, so did you really talk about some of the policies that we have in Ghana which controls the development of the country?
No, please.
Okay. All right. What are the curricular goals? The curricular goals. Were you able
the
to?
goals are there, yes.
long term,
The outcomes that
the
the
national
school
one.
system intends to achieve.
So we're able to identify the national goals and then
No.
the okay. All right. Okay, then anyone else? All right. Since you've said something, I know you all learned. You learned something last week. It's best for you to revise your notes so that you can really speak about it. Okay. Last week there was an assignment at the last slide. Did we all see it? Hello. There was an
Yes, please.
assignment at
Yes, please.
then how activities you assign to students outside the classroom could help achieve your curricular goals. What are some of the information you got on the assignments? Oh, we didn't do it.
We did it, madam.
All right, please share with me.
Okay.
Explain
Hello.
how, and yes, madam, activities you assign to students outside the class could help achieve their curricular goals.
Hello, madam.
Hello, Madam Vida.
Some of the outside activities, they are more engaging and motivating. And as they are more engaging and motivating, it helps to develop positive attitudes towards learning on the side of the learners.
All right, so
That means
what kind of activities do you think you can add to the curriculum and then you can add to the activities in the classroom? I'll hit it outside the class and then it will improve on the curricular goals.
activities like practicals. Hello.
Yes, madam.
Practicals.
Yes.
Like when we learn
Practical.
about cooking, example is when we learn about the meal preparation, that's cooking methods.
Okay.
After learning in the classroom, teaching them the method, outside the classroom, you can organize a practical activities where the children engage themselves. Then it will motivate them to develop some positive attitude towards cooking.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Vida.
Thank you,
Madam
madam.
Vida.
Okay, so an outside activity would also be a field trip where you take the learners outside the school to observe the practical session of whatever theory or the content you are learning. Let's take production of fabric, for instance. Aside you teaching the learners just the content of it, you take the learners on a field trip to one of the textile companies to see how fabrics are actually produced. So at the end of it, aside the learners having just the idea or the knowledge of how it is done, they have seen it. And in case they find it somewhere or anyone asks them, they will be able to tell how it is being produced. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Rebecca. And then I had Madam Akus. Okay, Madam Akusia. But I think I saw Madam Charity's hand. But Madam Akusia, you can speak.
Yeah, madam. Please, I one of the outside activities that really stick to children. Example is when you teach gender equality, then you finish and you teach them that there is no traditional rules assigned to either a boy learner or a girl learner. Then you finish and you assign the boys to sweep the class and the girls to clean the board and all of them to also weed. I think it's also something that is going to stick to their personal development. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much. And then Madam Charity. Madam Charity. Okay, her hand is up. All right, and then the next one was the explain which of the types of the curriculum you find exciting as a home economics teacher? So this is a personal thing. I know most of you are not teaching home economics in your various schools, but which of these curriculum do you find exciting as a teacher? And why do you think so? We have the now, the formal, the hidden. Which one of them do you find interesting to use, like you like to move your way with this? Madam Kosia, is your hand still up? Madam Kosia,
No, madam.
your hand is still okay. Madam Jemima.
Hey, madam. The one that excites me most is the hidden curriculum.
Why do you think so? Why is it so?
Because learning takes place consciously and unconsciously, and that one, it sticks with you longer. It becomes a routine something, and in a long way, it will help the learner. him or- It will help the learner because if you are neat, it reflects everywhere. A learner who is neat, the exercise book, his uniform, her environment, where he stays, every place becomes neat. Orderliness. So these things stays with you forever and it becomes part and parcel of you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Madam Vida.
Madam, I also talk about experimentation, where learners are taking through some experiment. And through the experiment, they will be asked to do investigation. And then this investigation is going to develop their critical and their problem solving skills. They will get critical and problem solving skills.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Then let's move on to the last question. Outline three classroom activities that depict a specific curriculum orientation as a home economics teacher. We learned about the curriculum orientation last week.
Yes, please.
So can you just give me some of the curriculum orientation so that those of us who have forgotten will remember the curriculum orientations?
Okay, so we have the traditionalist and then the pragmatism. Hey, sorry,
All right.
progressivism. Sorry.
Progressivism.
Yes.
Experimentalism.
Okay, so any activity, you're not saying all three, but like you can just say one activity which depicts a specific curriculum orientation, which depicts this orientation that you've talked about. So if you are a traditionalist, what activity can you do in the class to show that um, the curriculum, the goals of the curriculum are being seen to, Madam Rebecca?
So I'll talk on the progressivism, whereby the learner is seen as the center of the teaching and learning. So with that aspect, if we should take the practical session of it, though you have taught learners, let's take food for instance. You've taught learners about the theories and then the various way in which food can be produced. When they get to their practical room, they come up with their own way, the various ways in which they will combine all the food ingredients in order to produce a food at the end of it. So it doesn't just limit the learners to what the teacher has taught them, but they also come up with their own creativity in terms of the garnishing and how to display their food. Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And then last, the traditionalist orientation. The traditionalist orientation. The traditionalist orientation. Madam Jimaima.
Madam, please, that one is being done using memorization and drills. So the learning does not become very visible to the learner because it is being done in an abstract way, and that does not make it stick with the learner for long. Because drill and memorization, if you forget one part, you can't continue. Then you become stuck. Thank you.
All right. So any activity that uh, um, that uses this traditionalist orientation, like just give the students the definition of something, the definition of a topic, and then you don't tell them how it applies into their lives. Okay, it's a typical example of it. All right, thank you very much for sharing with me what you learned last week. Madam Jemima, do you want to say something?
Yes, Madam, please, with the memorization, I will talk about multiplication table in mathematics.
Okay.
They will be saying it 2 1 2. Some don't even understand the concept that it is just a repetitive addition. So they don't know the concept very well, and it becomes just a root way of learning. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Do I still have uh, your course rep? Okay, he's here. It's on, come on. He's here. So right now we are done with last week, the introduction to the curriculum. Okay, we learned about the ties and then the definitions and implications and then of the definitions. Today we'll be doing unit 2, curriculum development. Talking about curriculum development. So this unit expects the learners to state the issues that are connected to the curriculum development. We will identify the determinants of a curriculum and then explain the purpose of developing a curriculum. We will outline the processes in curriculum development and also explain what's the different models, there are various models, what they say about developing a curriculum. So the outline of the presentation will be the first, we'll talk about the basic issues in the curriculum, where we'll talk about the goal, the scope, the organization, the teaching strategies, the individual needs, evaluation, and then curriculum improvement. Then we'll also move on to the curriculum determinants, where we talk about the external determinants to the curriculum and then the internal ones, how they affect the curriculum, how the curriculum puts them into consideration before melting out or developing the curriculum. Then the third one is curriculum development, the processes and the models, where we talk about curriculum development, some of the processes that we go through, and some models that, guide how they make the curriculum. How many of you are abreast with the new curriculum? Hello? Hello?
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hello,
How
ma'am.
many, how many of us has really read it? Yes, how many of us really know the new curriculum? What it entails, some differences it has with the old curriculum. Madam Rebecca.
Okay, so I know of the terms that have been changed or used in the new curriculum. With the old curriculum, we had terms like topic, subtopic, units, and all that. But with the new one, it has been changed to strand, substrand, and the others there. Performance indicator being changed from objectives to performance indicator. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hello, madam.
Yes, Madam Abigail.
This new curriculum is also child-centered and is basically for activity-based.
So
We no
let's
more
use
teach in a root way.
hello, Madam Abigail.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes, let's use learner centered instead of child centered.
Learner center, yes. Learner centered. This new curriculum is learner centered. It is no more the root way where you memorize things to stand and then present. And then it's basically on activities. We use activities in teaching, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And then I think I had Madam. We have another person raised their hand. It's not showing here. Madam, you want to talk? Madam Vida. You're all right. Let me just put it there for you. All right, so let's go on with our presentation once you have. Okay, Madam Felicity. Madam Felicity. Okay, she doesn't know it. It's on. So the basic issues that are in the curriculum, let's start by defining an issue. Okay. When you talk of an issue is just a topic or an important problem that we debate on or we discuss. So some important topics or issues that are related to the curriculum are what we have here. We have the sustainable development goals, the national goals, which is seen in our basic, our secondary, and then our tertiary levels, some aims of some educational reforms or policies that we have. Okay, so the first one that we talk about is the sustainable development goal. I hope we all know the sustainable development goal, not the sustainable development goal 4, but the sustainable development goals in general. You've heard of it before, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
One of the sustainable development goal is, which talks about education, is the sustainable development goal 4. Okay. This goal is part of the 2030 agenda for sustainable development. So that's what by 2030, they expect their goals to be attained. So what is this sustainable development goal for? It is quality education. This goal talks about quality education. Okay, so it ensures inclusive and equitable quality education to promote lifelong learning opportunities for everyone. So that's what the goal says. it ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and also promotes lifelong learning opportunities for everyone. So let's go focuses on the key words that we have in it. Inclusive education. I know once we are just been hearing the inclusion. We have inclusion education, which aims to accommodate all students, everyone. Okay, no one is left behind, regardless of the individual differences. They expect everyone to be educated. So factors like your physical or cognitive abilities. If physically you are disabled, you should be educated. It shouldn't be a barrier to your education. Okay, irrespective of your learning abilities, there should be education for you. Your socioeconomic status. If you are poor, if you are rich, all of us are being educated. You have your geographical location. If you are in an urban community, a rural community, we all should be educated. We are all part of it. That is what the goal sees to, that everyone should be educated. Your identity. If you can talk of your tribe that you belong to, your religion, any of these, okay, irrespective of all this, you are supposed to be educated. And then the second one that it talks about is equitable education. Equitable education. So when we talk about equitable, we are talking about equality. Okay, so there should be fairness in everything that we do. So fairness in our resources distribution, the resources that we will give to those in the rural areas should be the same as the resources given to the those in the urban areas. Whatever supports in infrastructures that you will give to the schools in the urban areas, we make sure that those in the rural areas also benefit to it, because that is our goal. We want to make education equal to everyone. So what I'm reading here shouldn't be different from what the student is reading at the other side. And then it also talks about quality education. Okay, you have inclusive education, equitable education. It talks about fairness in our distribution of resources, and then quality education. This quality education, it goes beyond enrolling just everyone in the school. You see, we should include everyone in the school. So we are just putting everyone in school. Everyone has to be in the SHS, so we are just putting everyone in the SHS. Everyone should be educated. So when you just we should have a number of students in kindergarten, JHS, basic education, JHS. It goes beyond that. The quality education focuses on the content and then outcome of the learning. So it ensures that what students learn is effective, it is relevant, and it helps them to reach their full potential. So the number of students that we are pushing inside, we should make sure that whatever education that we are giving them, okay, it brings out the best of what the curriculum wants out of them. So that's what another thing the sustainable development goal for is looking at. And then the last one is it is providing lifelong opportunities for everyone, everyone to be educated. So the lifelong opportunities recognizes that education does not end after a certain age or level of schooling. So it's a continuous process of acquiring knowledge and skills throughout one life. So we should educate students. Okay, we should give some kind of education that will instill a lifelong learning in them. If you give skills to students, they will learn it, they will use it, and then they will learn more to improve on the skills that they have. So this can be seen, the lifelong opportunities can be seen in the formal and non-formal education. So providing learning opportunities for youth, adults throughout our schooling system. Irrespective of your age, we give education to everyone, and then we are giving out vocational and technical skills. We also give upskilling and reskilling. Okay, so we equip. It can be an informal way of giving education. We equip learners with new skills so that they can remain employable. So we have NGOs giving setting up trainings for those who are already in the industry or those small scale traders. So in simple terms, the SDG4 aims to make sure that every person, no matter your background, your gender, your location, you get a good education that will help them live productively and then contribute to the society. How does this new curriculum support this goal? Okay, we have the Sustainable Development Goal. How does it inform this new curriculum that we have? So we can talk about our national educational goals. National education, when we talk about national educational goals, they are the broad long-term goals or long-term aims that a country sets for its educational system. So our national educational goal, we know our national educational goal.
Madam, please, can you come again? The national educational goal.
We know the national educational goal are the broad long-term aims that a country sets for its educational system. Okay, every country sets for its educational system. And I'm asking, do we know our national educational goal in our country, in Ghana?
No.
No one. Okay. So the goal, the national educational goal is to deliver quality education services at all levels. Okay, at the basic, at the secondary, at tertiary. Our goal is to deliver quality educational services at all levels, which will equip our learners in the various educational institutions with the skills, the competencies, and awareness that will make them functional citizens. Okay, so I was trying to link the sustainable development goal to our national educational goal. You can see that our national educational goal is to deliver quality education, and then sustainable education goal, it talks about delivering quality education to students too. So this goal is now expressed. The national one is now expressed in our basic, the secondary, where we have the general and then the vocational institution, and we have the tertiary schools. So the basic schools, I believe most of us are in the basic schools. We all know the goal of education in the basic school. What does education want to achieve in the basic school? Hello. Hello.
Madam, please, can you come again?
Your
Hello.
question again. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Madam, can I say something?
I was saying, what is the goal in the basic schools?
The goal, Madam, I'm just saying something, right? For learners to become critical thinkers.
At the basic school.
Yes, please.
I'm happy you said the patient saying something. But it's fine, it's part of the educational goals. Okay. So what medications wants to achieve? What education aims to achieve in the basic school is provide all learners with the foundational skills and the confidence that will prepare themselves to make informed choices and choose between different learning streams. Okay, they are to provide learners with all the foundational skills and the confidence to prepare them to make informed choices. So it's like when you go to the basic schools, students are exposed to a variety of learning skills, okay, a variety of topics, which will inform, which will prepare their minds as they are growing up, which side they should move to. Okay, those are the goals that they have in the basic schools. And then when we come to the secondary school, the goal of the curriculum is to achieve relevance and quality SHS through integrating the 21st century skills. What are some of the 21st century skills that you know? So 21st century skills. Yes, Madam Vida.
Collaboration and communication skills.
Okay.
Critical thinkers.
Very good. Collaboration, communication, critical thinking. Okay. Being
Creativity and innovation.
very good. So these are the skills that the secondary education expects to instill in students, in our learners. Okay. So the education policy focuses on these key features. We have the foundational knowledge, which is literacy, numeracy, scientific literacy. Okay, everyone should be at least scientific literate. Information communicacy, digitally, you should be literate with this. Financial literacy, entrepreneurship, we have cultural identity, and then global citizenship. These are some of the skills, the foundational knowledge that the curriculum expects to instill in our learners. We have competencies like critical thinking and then problem solving skills. They should be innovative and then creative. They should be able to collaborate and then communicate their activities meaningfully. And then we also want to inculcate some characters like discipline, integrity, self-directed learning, and then students should be self-confident. We want to put into them responsible citizenship. We want them to be good leaders. Okay, these are the skills that this curriculum wants to instill into learners in the secondary school. So it can be the general stream or the vocational, which is the Tibet streams. And then we have the tertiary, the vocational ones, they want to strengthen our skills in the Tibet education. Okay, so whatever skills that Tibet education wants to, they want to strengthen it. And then in our tertiary school, you have improved access to world-class tertiary education. You see, the SHS curriculum was made in such a way that these characters or the 21st century skills that are being instilled in students will help them to transition for further studies and then embrace themselves for the work of a world of work in adults' life. So in the focus, there are some ways that we can see it in our education. We have quality primary and then secondary education, which ensures that all children complete free, fair, and quality basic education. And we can see some in our country, like the free education policy. We are making sure that the SDG4 is aligned with. We give early childhood education, ensure the access to quality primary learning for all children. We give skills for work, which is seen in our secondary schools, especially the TVET schools. We teach literacy and the numeracy as core amongst all the courses in our secondary schools. So in general, the SDG helps the curriculum to determine what knowledge and skills that learners have to acquire, and then some values that they want to instill in students. Okay, so our national goals, we make sure that we work around these SDGs so that it will be broken down into various sections across our levels so that we will achieve everything. That's the expectation. By 2030, we can achieve some of the things that we've listed. We also have aims or goals of educational reforms or some policies. So you can talk about the FQ, the Free Compulsory Universal Basic Education Policy, which is not still in use, but it was. Okay, this policy was to give free mandatory and then universal basic education to children of school-going age. It ended in 2005. They were to give education to all school, free education to all school-going age students. And then we have a girl child education too. It was a policy that came to strengthen the education given to girls, improve girl child education, to improve the number of girls that are taken to school. And then we also have inclusive education, which is seen in most of our basic schools. We have most of the government schools have this special needs children who are included in our school, in our classrooms. We don't leave them aside. So the school has a role in achieving these goals. If the school has a role in achieving these goals, you said there are some questions here. If the school is able to answer these questions, then they can achieve the goals that the Sustainable Development Goal has, which has been translated into our national educational goals. So the question, like, what does the nation seek to achieve through education? From what we've said, what do you think the nation wants to achieve through education? Hello.
Hello.
What do you think the nation wants to achieve through education? The nation wants to fulfill the SDG goals. Okay. So the school is supposed to abide by all that has been spelled out in the curriculum for us. So if the curriculum says we should use this particular teaching method, this is what the school is supposed to do to make sure that the goals that we have set is achieved. If the curriculum expects us to use this kind of resources in delivering our lessons, that is what the school has to do. Okay, so the school is supposed to achieve these goals based on the curriculum that has been spelled out or designed for us. And then who determines the role of the school? The role of the school is not determined by just one person. We have various stakeholders. Okay, we have the governments through working through some ministries like the GES, Ghana Education Service. We have the Ministry of Education. We have NACA. They are responsible for making the curriculum and assessment. So it's National Council for Curriculum and Assessment. We have the National Accreditation Board. We have curriculum developers. We have the society and the community. We have teachers. We have the students. All these, their activities or their voices or some experiences that they have will determine how the school will go by the things they are supposed to teach. And as such, the school has some various parts that they should play in achieving those goals, like making sure that what has been spelled out in that curriculum are being followed or adhered to. Last week, did you discuss about the scope?
No, please.
But I believe we all know what a scope is. When we say the scope of a particular field of study, what are we trying to say? The scope. So when we talk about the scope, we are talking about the areas of learning, okay, in a particular field of study. The areas of learning in a particular field of study. So all those topics, okay, that has been spelled out in the curriculum for us to teach. So when we come to home economics, we have topics like food and nutrition, meal planning, food hygiene. We have good grooming. We have textiles and fiber production. We have housing management. We have financial. We have resources management. All these are some courses that we have to cover as home economics students. Okay, these are not all, but we have more to it. That there are courses that we have to cover as home economics students. Did the course rep share the teacher manual with you, the home economics manual? Hello.
Hello, madam.
Yes. Do you all have the teacher manual?
No,
No,
please.
please. No, please.
I don't know. We don't have
This
because
is on our
course reps today, Madam Florence and then Sarah Chip.
shared it this morning. I've shared it already.
You shared it. Okay, maybe they've not seen it. So you all have it. Maybe you've not seen it.
Yeah, we
Sarah
shared
Chip,
it
you
this
shared
morning,
it.
madam.
Okay. So when you open it, you can open it right now and then you see that the scope of home economics has been listed there. And then they showed you how you should go by it. So what the scope just tells about is what should be covered by the curriculum, okay, in terms of the knowledge, understanding, skills, experiences that we are supposed to provide to learners. That is what all the scope talks about. So key features of the scope is the content coverage. We here they list the topics and then the depth of learning. So they'll tell you this particular topic. This is how you should break it down. You start with the definition, then you move here, then you move here. So it spells it out for you. And then how relevant the content meets the learning needs. There are problems with the scope of that is it in any scope. Okay, the first is there are more materials to put in the school curriculum than time permits. We have a lot of things that we wish we would add to the curriculum, but you see, we are working within a time frame. If they are supposed to be 3 months in school, the 3 months they have a lot of things. They already have a lot of things to cover. So if we add more to it, you see, sometimes you be like, they are learning this, and then this particular aspect of it will also help them. You keep on adding all those things. It might stress the learner and also the teacher, because the teacher will be forced to teach all of it within the speculated time. He might not be able to deliver his best. Okay, the students will also be forced to learn everything, which will make us go back to our old ways, what the old curriculum was doing. We then just learn it and then produce it. So they memorize it and then produce it. We don't see the practical applications of it. Okay, so there are more materials that we want to add to the school curriculum, but there's no time for students to experience all these things that we want to put in. And then second, people have different opinion about what belongs into the school curriculum. You see, when we are developing a curriculum, we have various stakeholders. We have the teachers, we have the community, okay? We have educational policies, we have theories, we have philosophies that guide it. We have what government too wants us to do, okay? They all have particular things that they wish will be part of the curriculum. So what the community will say is, make sure that what you are teaching aligns with what we want. There'll probably be a theory or a philosophy that conflicts what a community wants. So it's like everyone's opinion matters in developing a curriculum. There's no one person whose opinion carries more weight than the other. Okay, they all listen to each other and then rigorously make sure that it is scrutinized, and then they weigh the pros and cons of it before they add it to the curriculum for learners. And then accuracy of a curriculum, every scope is rooted in the empirical and non-empirical data of the curriculum. So the empirical data is those they are those information that we gather when we want to, when we want to evaluate a curriculum, we want to see the outcome of it. Those informations that we gather to effect the changes in it. Okay, the observable information that we gather through survey, through surveying their test scores of students, observing how students relate with a particular curriculum. These are the empirical data, the information that we get. Okay, they inform the scope of the curriculum, and the non-empirical data are the information we gather through reflection, okay, our experiences, some philosophical perspective, like when we review some literatures, there are some theories that have been around, some learning experiences. Okay, so when we read them, you realize that maybe it's a particular topic that we added to the curriculum, it wasn't effective as we want. So the accuracy of every scope is determined by the data that we have collected from the curriculum, which will influence that this particular topic is supposed to be added to these people's. So the word talks about the general range of topics the curriculum cover that exposes students to many different concepts. And the depth is how much or how deep or how thorough each topic spells out the curriculum, which gives better understanding. Okay, so the curriculum contains a lot of topics. Okay, so at the same level, you have a lot of topics over there, which learners in class 3, they have aspects in science, mathematics, social studies, which is our world, and is it the OWOP also? The OWOP. Okay, it includes a lot of the topics that exposes the learner out. And then the depth, we talk about how deep each is supposed to be learned. So if we say we take a topic like math, how it should go. So the curriculum, the scope spells out how you should go by it. If you are taking let me still use home economics. If you are taking food and nutrition, how deep it should go. Okay, when it comes to home economics, food and nutrition. Okay, let's use clothing and textiles. We have a lot of courses in it. Okay, students are exposed to a variety of courses. We are doing fashion illustrations. We are doing introduction to fibers. We are doing pattern drafting. Okay, they expose you to a lot of topics related to the course, and then each will tell you how deep you should go. If you are learning pattern, you should know the pattern size for each individual. Pattern size for males, pattern size for females. Then you work with the sloper. Then you do adaptations to it. It tells you how deep. So every scope spells out all those in it, and then sources of information, as we said, we have the empirical data, we have the non-empirical data, and then we have information from teachers from parents, from books, from journals, which also influence the scope of a particular field of study. The curriculum implementers make sure that they take all this information and then use it to design the scope for a particular field of study. And another issue with organization of the curriculum. Organization of the curriculum. The organization of a curriculum talks about the arrangement, okay, of the learning experiences and the contents to promote effective learning. So we talk about the sequence, how it should go, the order they should go. The order which the learning topics are listed will influence how deep or how much learners will grasp the content area. So the sequence can include whether the students will learn in class or they will have outside class experiences. Whether knowledge will be built on vertically or horizontally. Okay. Whether knowledge will be built on, will it be a gradual thing from SHS1, they learn the basis of it, and as they are moving, they add up to it in SHS2, and then SHS3, they add up to it. The curriculum spells out how this knowledge will be built on. So when you take the scope, you see that what Form 1 will be learning it's a bit lighter than what Form 2 will be learning, even in Form 1 first term and then second term. Their weight varies. So in teaching, we learn from simple to complex. So the organization will show that, will tell us that how the topics are organized, are arranged in our curriculum. And we'll also talk about teaching strategies. Teaching strategies is also an issue in the new curriculum. When we talk about teaching strategies, we are talking about methods, the techniques or approaches that teachers use to help learners achieve the goals and of the objectives of the curriculum that we set. So this new curriculum emphasizes some teaching strategies like using the problem-based learning and the project-based learning. Okay, these teaching methods to make sure that the skills and the competencies, the transferred skills and the competencies that is spelled out in the curriculum, it's achieved. When we expose students like that to problem, okay, you just give them a problem and then it makes them think to solve them. When you expose them to project-based learning, it makes sure that students get a hand-on skills to work on the on such project to solve problems. Okay, so these strategies will make sure that whatever um, goals that are spelled out in the curriculum, you see, we are using the SDG goals, which is seen in our national goals. We make sure that students are able to work on it or to see the change that we want to see. And then the teaching strategies all boils up to the teachers. We are the ones delivering the content to the students in the class. So we should know all these teaching strategies that will make sure that what we want, the changes, a particular type of change we want to see in learners, it is seen. We should read more on the teaching strategies. Okay, we should bring diversities in it. Our teaching strategies should be made sure to meet every individual's need. We should balance it. So if we pick a topic, the curriculum has teaching methods that are spelled out for us to use. So I have to show you some. So this is the teacher's guide the teacher's manual that I was talking about. And the course rep says they shared it with you. So when we come here, hello, can you also my screen?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, madam.
So this is the scope. Okay, we have management in living. Home economics talks about the content area. We have management in living. That this is just for this is not the whole thing. This is for year one book two. So in management in living, they will learn about management principles for quality living, responsible family living. You have clothing and textiles. You learn about psychological aspects of clothing. We learn textiles in clothing and textiles production, then food and nutrition. You have food for healthy living, food production, and then technology. Then when you come, so we have the summary of summary of pedagogical examples. Okay, so this part will tell you which teaching strategy that you should use. So the teacher is encouraged to adopt group work. Okay, so when you look at the curriculum, it will tell you that this teacher, when you're going to teach this particular subject, adopt a group work so that you can mix students. When you are mixing, you are grouping students, you should make sure that students are grouped based on mixed abilities. Those who are slow learners, those who are fast learners. You don't group just fast learners. You don't just group slow learners. You combine them. Okay, you add boys to girls group. It shouldn't be all girls group. It shouldn't be all boys group. Those all girls group, all boys group will be done based on if the content requires that. If you are teaching something like physical changes in boys, physical changes in girls, you definitely group boys to see the physical changes that they see in them and then. But these pedagogical examples will encourage us to group students, mix them. Okay, we have using structured talk for learning and then problem-based learning approaches. And it will go on to show you what resources you should use. Are you going to use chats? Are you going to use videos, posters? Okay, so this curriculum spells out what as a teacher, the teaching strategies that you should know. And the teaching strategies, we've all had our experiences with it. Okay. It's just a way of bettering it. It's just a way of reading more to it so that we can really do it in class. We can really work about it in class. The teaching strategies also involve the organization of the learning environment. How are you going to group chairs? How are you going to arrange your classroom, your seating? Okay, they all enhances how learning will be grasped by learners. We also talk about your resources that are needed for the lesson. Are you going to use chat? Are you going to use videos? How colorful are your charts? Okay, how well are the words on it to portray whatever that you want to give out to students? We will talk about the classroom ventilation and the lighting. If there are not enough lights, you will have to classes we have classes during the day, so you just open windows. Every class will actually have a window so that enough light, and then we'll have enough air entering the room. If the lighting system is poor in the classroom, the students will struggle to see what is being written or see what is being portrayed in the classroom. And then the students will turn out to lose interest in the classroom. So as such, we are supposed to balance the theory and the theory, teaching theoretical knowledge and then practical knowledge. So after teaching, just giving them what this concept is about, you help them. You, the teacher in the classroom, based on this new curriculum, you are just a facilitator in the classroom. So you help them make sure that what you have taught in class applies to their life. Okay, they see the essence of it. And then also we'll talk about the individual needs of students, of our learners. So the classroom is full of students with different learning needs. Okay. So when they are developing the curriculum, they make sure that each student's needs are met. That's why they brought different teaching methods. So those who are not very good in grasping the concepts or the theoretical part will have a practical session where they have hands-on experience, and then that will let them make sure that what the curriculum plan for them is achieved. Why do you think the curriculum makes sure that learners' needs are met? Hello.
Madam, please, your
Yeah.
network was, we didn't get you, please.
So I was asking, okay, the curriculum makes sure that individual learning needs are met. And I'm asking, why do you think the curriculum makes sure that the individual needs of learners are met? Madam Rebecca.
Madam, please, I think the curriculum is designed for learners, what they intend to know and be able to do. So everything is supposed to be geared towards the learners.
All right, thank you. I'm Madam Rebecca. Hey, Madam Erica. Madam Rebecca. Erica.
Have different children in the classroom. Some
Okay,
are
Madam Akusia.
and some to
Yeah,
hear
madam.
the
Hello, madam.
Madam Akusia.
Madam.
Hello, Madam
It
Akusia.
is. It looks at learners. All learners' needs being met in the sense that not all learners are academically good. Some are not academically good, but in other fields, maybe sports, when it comes to artwork, they are also good in it. And so the curriculum is geared towards in capturing all these abilities of the learners. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much. And then I have Madam Yvette. Madam Yvette.
Yes, ma'am. Like what Madam Akosia was saying, you earlier said that we have slow learners and fast learners. So in capturing all those things, we have to look at them, those who are slow learners and those who are fast learners, so that in grouping them and even you, the teacher, the method that you have to use in teaching, you have to consider all those things. That is what I can say.
All right, thank you. So all that you said is very true. The curriculum is being made for students. Okay, they are the ones going to have it. They are the students are the consumers of the curriculum. So we should make sure that their needs are met. If you bring something higher than them, what we intend to achieve won't be achieved. So the curriculum spells out what the students are supposed to be taught. So what is supposed to be taught at the basic level, what is supposed to be taught at the secondary school level, what is to be taught at the tertiary level. Okay, it spells out all those, and then they make provisions for those who are highly talented and highly weak students. The curriculum also talks about the general and the specialized education. When you, the teacher, you should use it. This new curriculum spells out all these things. So when you pick each subject, when you pick each strand, okay, under each strand, the curriculum tells you how to meet the learner's need. So we have, you put experiential learning, you put students in groups so that if they learn it, those who are able to grab the theoretical part, they learn it, they grab it. Those who couldn't grasp it, you put them into group. They have a practical, and then or they have a hands-on experience, and then they too will also learn it. Those who are good with visuals, they will have the experience in it. Those who are very good with concepts, they have experience in it. So the learning needs of students are also a factor which influences how the curriculum will be made, and then how each scope will be built for and the various fields of studies. As educators, we do evaluation in our classrooms. Whatever we taught in the class, we always want to see that learning has been made. Okay, the change that we want to see, it has been made. things we want to see in
Hello.
our cognitive. Yes, madam.
Hello, madam.
Yes, I'm listening. I think it's
Hello.
madam. Yes, madam Informer.
Please, I want to ask the needs of the student. Can it be seen in terms of the available resources we have, in terms of the money, the materials, and other things they need to equip them to study? I wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
ask.
Okay, I get your question now. So the needs of the students we are talking about, not in terms of money, their education,
Okay.
grasp the concepts. Okay, they are
Okay.
learning.
Okay.
We talk about fulfilling the needs of students, then it's a lot, it's a whole lot. But we talk about their learning. That is what we
Oh,
educators fulfill in the
okay.
classroom. I
Okay.
thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
And then we have evaluation. Okay. Hello, I'm coming.
Fíjese na class na ina jole fele ma ponu. Ho. Jole fele na ina ma ponu. Ele do hele ko bubla ngba be nya be egbo nya gbe ya na ese me gbo nya na igbe. Baba na wa class ka.
The evaluation that we do in the classroom, we want to see it's in the cognitive. Okay, if the student is able to recall some things or remember what we taught in class, in their psychomotor skills, if you taught teaching, if you taught how to knead flour, have they seen it? Okay, we want to see it in their cognitive, psychomotor, and then affective growth of learners. So we do uh, formative and then summative evaluation to see that if learning has occurred. We evaluate to see how well the curriculum is working and then how learners are supposed to learn. So there are some questions that we answer here. Which people are going to do the evaluation? Is it the teachers? Is it the learners? Is it other officials? So when you go to the curriculum for the home economics education, it spells out how um, assessment is supposed to do. So we have the teacher should focus on formative assessment by choosing from the following examples or creating their own formative activities. Okay, so the curriculum spells out how assessment should be done. It is in the handbook for everyone, per every sub-strand. They tell you how you can um, evaluate the lesson being taught. So every sub-strand has it. They give you how you should so we have this one, we have formative assessment, and then that side of it we have the summative assessment. But as a teacher, as an educator in the class, you also have the ways of um, evaluating how lessons are taught. What are some of the ways that we evaluate lessons in class? What are some of the unique ways that some personal ways that we evaluate how lessons are taught in class? How do you evaluate lessons in class? Madam Vida?
Madam, please, asking questions.
So can you
Madam, we
give
ask.
us maybe you give us a topic, how you teach it, and then how you ask questions to see that how students have grasped what you want to teach.
A topic like personal hygiene. At the end of the lesson, I can ask the children what is personal hygiene, and I can ask them what they have learned
To see that
to
learning has
check,
occurred.
to know whether learning has taken place.
Thank you, Madam Vida. I'm Madam Rebecca.
Okay, so by giving class exercises and homeworks to determine whether learners really understand what you taught them. Then also to determine, like to see the evidence of what you have taught them. Let's take personal hygiene for instance. You have taught them just the theory aspect. You want to see whether the thing that you have taught them, it has really taken place or not. So you see them keeping their head trimmed, their fingernails trimmed, and then ironing their uniforms. Thank you.
Thank you. So do we all go by what is still what is written in the curriculum? Is that what we follow? Do we all go by what is written in the curriculum? If the curriculum says this is how we should evaluate it, is that what we is that how we do our evaluations in the class?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I'm just asking. Okay, maybe there's a particular person here who has a unique way of evaluating how lessons were taught, or you can share your experience with us, a particular lesson that you had, and then how you evaluated lesson, and you're like, okay, this method that I used for this particular thing, this particular topic, it yielded this interest in students. It made this particular change was seen in students. I want us to share our experiences with evaluating lessons in class. Madam Rebecca.
And please, I said sometimes because we also have to consider the time frame that is available to us. I will take RME for instance. We are to role play the substrands, most of the substrands that are being taught. If we should take rite of passage, it is stating, the curriculum is stating we should role play naming ceremony, we should role play puberty rites, and all the various stages that an individual goes through. But looking at the time frame and what they are supposed to learn within this first term, time wouldn't permit. So instead of us doing all the rites of passage, you just select one for learners to role play. Thank you.
Thank you. And then when you selected one, was it just the one in your area, in your locality, or it was a different one from just one student's place? Because learning how to meet the needs of every student, you have to have the experience of how all their places are done. So you take one, how do you select one and then teach? What's it based on?
Okay, so if we should take marriage as a rite of passage, we have the various religions and how they go about with their marriages. So some learners will play that of the Christians, others did that of the Islamic, and then the civil one too. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And then I have Madam Charity.
Yes, madam. Please, like when you take maybe music aspects in creativity, creative arts and design, you can assign tasks to learners on different types of dance depending on different cultural background. So through these performances, you can test or you can find evaluation through these performances in classroom. So this one too can be a form of assessing the learners through groups.
So they perform in groups,
Yes,
right?
they perform in groups. Then you share maybe the dances to them, like maybe different people from different tribes, or it can be popular or traditional dance. You group them So after their performances, you can use it as a evaluation.
Okay, thank you very much. Then let's get one last to share with us the experience. One last person. Sir Richard, you being the only male here, always expect it. Sir Richard. Sir Richard. Hello.
Hello, madam.
You're the only male here, so you can see that your female.
Okay. Wait. Hello. My background is noise. I am somewhere. That's why. Hello.
Yes, we are listening. We can hear you.
Okay. With I teach computing. I teach computing at the basic level, and most of our topics are practically oriented. Most of our topics are practically oriented, and at times after lessons, we don't depend on the normal evaluation of answering questions in books and others. We depend on more demonstration. So normally our concepts, we engage learners for them to be able to demonstrate for us to see, and that is basically what we do most of the time. They demonstrate what we teach for us to see that learning has taken place.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you
Welcome.
for explaining. So I believe I know everyone has had the experience in evaluating lessons in class. And then we do evaluations to make to inform our decisions on what we do next. Okay. So if we are evaluating learners right now on a particular topic that you want to see if the learning has occurred. If it didn't occur, then we will inform your teaching strategy that you will use. Okay, your classroom management skills that you use, even some evaluation methods you have to use in the classroom to make sure that what the curriculum expects us to to achieve is met. And then we talk about some of the evaluation methods. We have the formative, we have the summative, we have the diagnostic, we have the quizzes, we have test assignments. Okay, we've also shared some of our experiences. And then how frequent is the formative? Okay, will depend on you, depend on what you are teaching. Some topics are really complex. So at every stage, moving from one stage to the other, you make sure that the student has grabbed the first one before adding up or building up on it. Another issue that we will talk about is curriculum improvements. Curriculum improvement. When you talk about curriculum improvements, we talk about the gradual or evolutionary changes of certain aspects of the curriculum without a radical rethinking or reorganization of its fundamental components. Okay. So after evaluating a curriculum, you realize that some parts of it needs to be altered. So you bring a better change that you expect to see in the learners. So the gradual and the evolutionary changes made in some of the aspects without you really touching on the fundamental basis of it. Okay, what the particular topic or what's the particular that particular field of study holds on without really touching on it. Those small changes that we make are what we term as the curriculum improvements. So curriculum improvements can be done in many ways. We can have substitution where you replace old instructional items with new ones. So you can have a textbook and then you feel like, okay, this textbook is not really, after evaluating, this textbook didn't really speak to what we intended to give to students, then let me bring a new textbook. It doesn't really change the whole concepts of the topic you are teaching or the course you are teaching, but it just brings a new knowledge to see that the goal of the curriculum is met. We have alteration, making minor changes in the existing curriculum. Okay, so if the teaching strategy is supposed to be this direction, you just make a minor one. Okay, you are using this teaching strategy. Use this different one to see how our goal will be met. And then the changes are not just abrupt like that. It's gradual. Okay, so they do it in bits. So let me first change the textbook and see. Okay, let me add the teaching strategy to it. They don't just change the entire term, how the whole term, the school year, how we should go by things. They make it in bits. So after evaluation, they make those changes to see that to make sure that their goals, that the national goals that we've set, and then the sustainable development goals are met. Why is the curriculum improvement needed? This is because as the society keep moving, okay, there are changes that are coming. There are new experiences that are coming in terms of technology, in terms of needs, in terms of everything. Okay, so if we made a curriculum, we established something, some ideas, some topics years back, and then realize that these topics are not meeting the current needs of students, we then make changes to make sure that their current needs are met. We are in an era of sustainability. So the current topics will make sure that students realize that waste pollutes the environment. Okay, so they will make sure they will learn how to use waste. That's why we are adding innovation and creativity into it. So they can use waste to create different articles which will lessen the waste that is produced. Things are changing, so students have to be abreast with the new ones. And then there are new teaching methods that are evolving to suit this generation learning needs. You see, how we used to learn in the days are not how we see in students right now. The students we have in class, there are some concepts that you expect them to get based on some instructional objectives or instructional methods that you expect them to grasp, but they are not getting it. So as things are changing, you have to make sure that you know the new ones to make sure that they grasp whatever this century or this era wants them to. That's why the curriculum is improved from time to time to make sure that the needs of each learner are met. And then we make curriculum improvement to meet the job market demands. Right now, we need critical thinkers. That's what the market, the world field of work needs. We need people with practical knowledge, practical skills. So you see that there were some courses that we used to do in those days which are not seen in this new curriculum, which are not enhanced, which are not really spoken well of. Okay, so we change the curriculum, we improve on the existing curriculum without touching the fundamentals of it. The same fundamentals that we have, the components that we have, they are the same. Just that we made minor changes in them to make sure that they suit what we are learning now. They suit the individual needs. They make sure that the students are able to express themselves outside when they go outside the field of work. So these are some of the questions that which they answer, which make sure that which helps in the curriculum improvement. So how often shall the existing curriculum be improved? Should it be every term Should it be every year? Should it be wait for every 2 years? Okay, to make sure that those changes suit the needs of the learners. Who will be involved in the improvement processes? Will it be the students? Will it be the educational policies? Will it be the teachers? Will it be the resources? Will it be the infrastructures? What procedure will be used to ensure effective change? Okay, they discuss what procedure they will use. If they realize something is not okay over there, how you go by it? Okay, should it be a gradual one, or should we just stop it and then change all those parts of it? What rights, responsibility, or roles will students have in the process? So we are changing this curriculum. We are changing these aspects of the curriculum. We spell out the rights or the responsibilities or the role each student will play in this, the role each person, each teacher will play in this. The teacher is supposed to effect this particular knowledge in students, the kind of activities that the teacher will perform. They spell it all out for us to see so that we use it to make those improvements or changes that we have. When you go to the secondary schools, we have the PLT, progressive I'm coming. Professional learning communities where various teachers come together and then they discuss the topics. Okay, they discuss what they are supposed to teach, and as such, they tell themselves what they are supposed to do. Okay, based on the existing knowledge, the existing situations that they have, so they know the role that they are supposed to perform to make sure that the curriculum is implemented and then the goals are met. They talk about the learning approaches that are supposed to be used and then where emphasis will be laid. If you are making the changes, should the emphasis be made outside the class or inside the class activity? So they talk about all those things. And then we have determinants to the curriculum. People that determine the curriculum, they are termed as the curriculum determinants. So curriculum determinants is just the forces or factors that influences the kind of curriculum a country or an institution develops and then how they will implement it. So it's just like the stakeholders in curriculum implementation and curriculum development. So we have two classifications of the curriculum determinants. Determinants, we have the internal factors and then we have the external factors. When it comes to internal factors, our focus is on the learner and the teachers. Okay. They are the internal factors. They are those that will decide what is supposed to be taught, what is supposed to be learned, and why it's supposed to be taught in the class. We have the learners and the teachers. They are the internal ones, and then the external factors are the government policies, the various government policies that we have, the government itself, the culture and the demands of the particular society. Okay, they take into consideration the culture and demands of every society, and then they add it to the curriculum. You have the psychology of learning, you have philosophy of education, and then financial priorities and constraints of the country also influences how the curriculum will be brought. So the internal factors are those that the curriculum can control. Okay, we have the learners, the teachers, the curriculum, the the developers can directly influence it. Okay, we can tell them to do this, and then it will go that way. We can tell them to do to change these ones, and they will go that way. But the external ones, developers do not really have ways of controlling it. Okay, like psychology of learning. If the psychology says this, you have no way of changing it. If it says that a behavior students learn from our behavior. That's the, if I put dressed in different colors on my hair, dressed with different hair colors on my hair, the students will learn it. Okay, so the ones we go by us, and then they affect us. So we take all them one after the other. So the first one that we talk about is the learners. The learners are the central focus of the curriculum. They are the ones going to have a feel of the curriculum. They are the ones the curriculum is going to see the change in it. We make it for them. So as such, their individual characteristics at various levels are taken into consideration. What they can do, okay, their interests, their goals, their needs, their maturity level will affect the type of instructional objectives that they will set. It will affect the type of resources that they will bring out. The kind of resources that will be sent to the secondary schools wouldn't be the same as the resources that will be sent to the primary schools. When they are making the curriculum, they make sure that the experiences and activities will help the learners reach their potentials at such level. So they make sure that the experiences are tailored to what they can do. If at that stage they are supposed to do critical thinking, they make sure that some topics that they add up make students think critically. The topics will make sure that students involve themselves in critical thinking. So when they are developing the curriculum, they put all these into consideration so that the learners who are the final, the final destination of the curriculum will be able to exhibit whatever goals that we, the country, we want to achieve. We have the teachers too. The teachers are the ones going to implement whatever thing that we've spelled out in the curriculum. So when I came here, I was reading the yearbook. Before the teacher should do this. The teacher should do this because they know the teacher is the one going to bring the curriculum to the learners. So they spell out what the teacher is supposed to do. As a teacher, you can mislead the students. Okay, so they make sure that they know the teacher's abilities, the skills, the teacher's orientation, the background, what particular specialization that the teacher has to teach the particular topic to the learners. So they look at all these things in making the curriculum. They don't prepare a curriculum for home economics education and then they'll use someone who did science education. All in the name of home economics has some aspects of science in it. They'll make sure that what is home economics topic that we brought, there should be a home economics teacher who has had this kind of education from the various training colleges that we have. From the various accredited training colleges that we have. the students, the teachers should hold this qualification to be able to teach at this level. We have the center one of the government policy. Okay, so there is some administrative policy to some kind of curriculum aspects like the NACA. Okay, they determine what the curriculum is supposed to be. So some policies that the government made, the government promised that when he wanted power, he made sure that most of us could vote because of those policies that the government brought. So if we vote him in his power, he makes sure that what he has said will be done. And then he doesn't do it alone. He makes it through he meets experts in the field and then they discuss it and then see ways they can go by it. So governments often decide what should be included in our curriculum. Ghana operates on a centralized system of education. That is why virtually everything that happens in the school is under the guidance and control of the political leadership. So all the teachers are under the Ghana teaching GES, Ghana Education Service. And then they take their commands from the government. So if the government says this is what we are to do, then he tells it and then everyone does it. But if we were to have various fields, like all teachers, we have teachers belonging to different associations, the government rulings really have a say. Okay, he might say what he wants, but there will be other fields to challenge him on how the curriculum will be made. But since we operate on a centralized system, everything is based on some policies that the current government has, some policies that were put in place. When he was coming to power, he said he'd give free education. So when he comes, he makes sure that his policies are aligned to that. He makes sure that the education is free. If he says he will cancel something, when he comes, he makes sure that he does it. Okay, and then all influence how our curriculum is made. We have the culture and demands of the society. The culture and demands of the society. How do you think? Hello. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
How do you think the culture and demands of the society also affect the curriculum? How do you think the culture and demands of the society also affect the curriculum as an external factor? Hello.
Hello.
The culture of our society. The cultural demands of the society, cultural demands of the society. How do we think they also influence uh curriculum, how our curriculum is made? Are they really needed in making curriculum, in developing the curriculum? That's the first thing I'll ask. Are they really needed in developing our curriculum?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Know their value, what they value, and then what they like, what they don't like. Should we involve them? I heard yes, involve them. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hi.
Should we involve them?
Yes,
Okay,
madam.
Madam.
Yes, madam.
Thank Madam
Okay,
Vida,
so
Madam.
with the learners, they come from a society or they belong to a society. So the beliefs that the society have for a particular thing is what are taught in the various school. And if there's a problem that is being originated from the society, whatever the learner is going to go through the curriculum in the school, when the learner comes out, he or she is supposed to solve that problem that he finds in the society. If we should take creativity and innovation for instance. Whatever thing that the learner goes through in the school, when the child comes out, he or she is supposed to find a solution to a problem, assuming there is their low job in the society, and an individual or a learner does home economics, let's say food and nutrition or clothing and textiles. When that learner comes out in that society, if there's no one providing clothes in terms of sewing for people in the society, the knowledge and the skills that the learner has had, he or she is able to do it or implement it by sewing clothes for people in the society. So this is my opinion, please. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Madam Wazeria Wahab.
Yes, madam.
Please, did I
Hello.
get your name right? Yes, madam. Did I get your
Hello.
name right? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. Yes, madam.
Did I get your name right?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so please, we are listening to you.
Madam, we need when they are preparing the curriculum, they need to consider the society because the learners are from different backgrounds. Some are aware, some are Hausa people, so we need to consider in such a way that they will not make the curriculum to go against someone's culture. So it must be prepared in such a way that it will not like bring any insult to someone's culture or something.
Very
Thank you.
good. Very good. Thanks, Madam Wahab.
Hello, madam.
Madam Akosia, let's introduce Madam Akosia, then Madam Vida will talk. Okay. Madam Akosia. Madam
Yeah,
Akosia,
madam. Yes, madam. Each society in Ghana have their values, they have their norms, and they have their beliefs. So I think say in developing the
okay, Madam Vida.
Hello, madam. To add to what my sister first said, learners with different cultural background. So assuming in a classroom, we have the Dagombes, we have the Akans. What I eat is different from what a Dagomba child, a learner will eat. So based on the curriculum, we all learn all these things so that I being Akan will know that this is what Dagombes they eat. This is what the Dagatis they eat. So that uh, like I wouldn't make something in such a way that the child will feel like
They are left out. The child will feel like they are left out. We are
it's
not.
not
We are
part
not.
of the class.
All right. I thank you. So this is what is being by you. The society expects education to produce citizens that will fit their values, their beliefs and customs. As such, when we are developing the curriculum, we make sure that we hear from them what they want. And then we tell them that what you want, this is how we will produce it for you. If they will accept it, then we make the curriculum based on it. We don't make a curriculum to have an adverse effect or to have a particular change or speak negative about what the society thinks. What the society sees as correct, that is what we will revolve our curriculum around. That is how our we make sure our teaching strategies and everything moves around it. We have social problems such as issues relating to morality, bribery, corruption, dishonesty, insincerity, the society expects the school to correct all these. Okay, so if you are going to do something, you just have to let the person know that this is what I'm going to do. What do you think? Okay, the society expects the school to do all these things. So the curriculum will be made in such a way that you will make sure that what the society wants is accepted, or else the society won't give in for us to have the education in their children. So we involve them in curriculum planning. And then we can talk of the psychology of learning. So psychology of learning acts as an external determinant of the curriculum by providing a scientific basis to understand how people learn. Okay, the people we are talking about are learners, how they learn, which educational system must then use to design effective teaching and learning strategies. So the psychology of learning tells us about how learners learn. We have theories like Jean Piaget, Ivan Pavlov, Thorndike. We have a lot of them, and then they did some experiments, and then through the experiments we learned them in schools how they affect change in our behaviors, how cognitively they affect change, how effectively they affect change in our society. When we are building the curriculum, we make sure that these psychology of learning influences it. We are also guided by some philosophies in education. Okay, the psychology is also an external determinant. We also have some philosophies of education. Yesterday we talked about philosophy, and then we realized that um they guide us in what we do. Okay, it's so in terms of the view of this that this is right, this is wrong. It will guide some actions that I take. We have various philosophies in education. We have um the perennialist, the idealist, the realist, the experimentalist, and then the essentialist. So this one we are all going to search for it. So I'll come here. I want to give you a break of um 20 minutes. Okay. Hello.
Okay,
So
okay, madam.
Hello, madam.
I'll have the slide, so I should project it for you.
Madam.
Madam.
I should project it.
Please, please come again.
I was asking if as you look at it in your slides, and then I was asking, okay, so I have this. Let me project it for the class. So I have the five philosophies. We have the perennialist, the idealist, the realist, experimentalist, and then existentialist. We are going to look at how these philosophies affect the curriculum. What does this philosophy talk about? And then how does it affect the curriculum? Does it affect the content? Does it affect the delivery? Okay, so I'm giving you 20 minutes. It's right now it's 9:14. So 20 minutes will be 9:34, right?
9:34, madam. Yes,
All right.
madam.
So at 9:34, I'll come back and then expect answers from everyone. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you.
let's look for answers. You can use Google, all this, the AI apps, everything. Look for them, and then the answers will become. We discuss it. Okay.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we are back. It's 9:35. Hello. Is it just Madam Abigail around?
No, man, I was not talking. You said hello and I said hello.
Yes, I feel like are you the only person around? I'm asking the class.
Oh, there are lots on it.
They are here, but are they active? That's what I want to know. I've seen a lot of names here. So I'm saying hello. You will
Oh, okay.
know if the others are around. Hello. We are back.
Hello, if you are here, respond, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome
Hi.
back. Welcome. All right, welcome back.
Thank you.
Madam.
Please put in your class. I think I've seen that another has it. Has so like you just tell them we are back, so they should. Those who left us, they should come back. Okay. Okay. So before I left, I told you to look out for the philosophies and then how they curriculum implements this or it affects our curriculum. So let's discuss what we got. What information did we have? What did our text tell us? You can rate when you pick any of the philosophies and then you tell us. Hello, Madam Rebecca.
Hi.
The
Madam Rebecca.
experimentalist, that theory seems to find practical solutions to real world problems. And then it also believes that as people do, they learn. So learning is by doing. The more you do, the more you learn. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. It's well explained. The experimentalism, they focus on discovery through practical experience. Okay. When you solve problems, you get your experience. So with that, how do you think our curriculum has used it in our curriculum? How has it influenced our curriculum? Being of the idea that we learn through experience, what are some of the features in the curriculum that you can see this part? Okay, let me give this example. Our curriculum features problem-based learning experience. Okay, our teaching methods. We are now problem-based and project-based. So if the students that's it for themselves, they are able to learn it through their experiences with it. All right, Madam Ramat.
And also making the teacher a facilitator and the lesson a learner centered.
Thank you very much, Madam Ramat. I don't know what else did we read. We did read. Hello, Madam Ramat. Do you want to say something again, Madam Ramat?
Yes.
Your hand is still up.
Yes. The idealists, they emphasize on knowledge and intellectuals. So they also focus on the student-centered learning, then discussion.
All right. Thank you. Did anyone get a different thing about the idealist? The idealist, Madam Rebecca.
Okay, so with the idealists, they also aims at holistic education and personal growth. It doesn't focus on one aspect of the learner, but the entire being of the learner, talking about the hands, the heart, and then the mind. Then also the personal growth of the learner as well, in terms of morality and spiritual growth. Thank you.
Okay, so do we see that in our curriculums too? do we see that there are some aspects of the curriculum that spells out these?
Yes, please.
Can you give us an example?
Okay, so we have section in RME, like the strands that talks about moral values that we can use in our daily life. It doesn't just spells out what you are supposed to do, but rather how you would do to make you fit in that society in terms of morality. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2 down, we have 5 more to go. Hey, 3 more to go. Hello.
Hello, we are here. I'll add on to the realist. They also believe in hands-on learning, the practical knowledge of skills, and then critical learning as well. So aside you doing the theory aspects, you have to do practical as well in order to come out with the knowledge that you learned and exhibit your skills.
Please, which one are you talking about? Is it the realism or the
Realist.
experimental?
Yes, the realist.
The
Realism. Yes.
Is that what we all got for the realism? What you are describing right now talks about experimentalism, where they focus on practicals, okay, hands-on skills. Madam Rebecca,
Yes, madam.
please come again.
Yes, please.
You think the realist focuses on
They focus on critical thinking. I stand to be corrected.
oh, it's fine. Yes, that's what I want us to see. The realists focus, okay, on the belief that reality exists independently of the human mind. So reality exists. So they made the curriculum in such a way that will expose the learners to the world through scientific discovery and then hands-on practicals. So what you are saying is it's true. I'm not saying it's totally wrong, but we want to see the connection with it. Okay.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Yes, we can also see that okay, this is what we are trying to talk about through your practicals too. Okay, thank you. Madam Ramas.
So I think through practical learning, that's with the establishment of these STEM schools and vocational institutes. So they go into the scientific methods more and the empirical evidence.
Very good. Thank you, Madam Ramas. And then what else? Oh, I have like 29 people here, minus me, so let's say 28. We are around 28 here. Hello. Okay, raise your hand if you didn't do it. Let me see hands if you didn't do it. Then that means we all did it. So why are you not sharing with me? Why are you not sharing with the class? Sorry, you couldn't do it.
Yes, madam. Well, I was working 2 times, so I couldn't do it, but I am seated now, so I'm going through some few steps.
Okay, so we all those who didn't do it, those who did it, we want to hear from you. Okay, Madam Rebecca, if you want to say all the
Existentialist.
okay,
They believe that knowledge is personal and is subjective. So the individual or the learner makes his or her own choices and then also to create their own meaning and purpose in life. So it doesn't spell out this is it, so take it by force. You come out with your own meaning. Thank you.
Okay, so we can see that the curriculum exposes learners to various topics, okay, various um, groups, various ideas, so that students will make their own choices out of it. And then with the last one, we can talk the perennialism. 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 Madam Rebecca. Okay, let's listen to Madam Patience. Thank you, Madam Rebecca. Madam Patience.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are listening.
Perennialism on timelessness, timeless or universal truth.
Okay.
That's classical knowledge. So it intends in developing the rational thought or the focus of, let's say, the books and other things. And it is at subject centered.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
So you can see that in our schools, in our curriculum, we have textbooks which tells us some facts. Okay, it tells us some histories and philosophies which are relevant to the learners. Okay, Madam Rebecca, do you have any other? Madam Rebecca.
Yes, please. The perennialism also believes in universal truth, like the first person said, and principles too. Then they also focus on critical thinking. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So those of us who didn't do it, I believe all learned something. All right, so let me continue. And then the last determinant that we talk about is financial priorities and then constraints of the country. You see, there's this saying that money solves everything. Okay, if we are going to make a curriculum, okay, we are going to implement it, and then we don't have money for the resources that will be needed, we can't implement it. So these are things that we even NACA doesn't have. It's with it. If the country doesn't have money, you can create the best curriculum, okay, to include all experiences from students, which will enrich their lives. You can create it, but if you don't have money for it, money for books, money to give training to teachers, money to buy resources for the students, if we don't have money for it, whatever that we planned will not get the results that we want. So money is needed for translating all the curriculum ideas into practice. The book that we've written, you will need money to write it down, to buy the book to write it down, okay, to type it down. So if we don't have anything to even write the curriculum down, put the curriculum down so that we will share it to all the teachers that we have. It won't be possible. So a major money drain in the fiscal structure of the school. A major money drain is the fiscal structure of the school. Okay, so hence, if the government does not place priority on education or funds are inadequate, it will affect the curriculum that is being developed. Right now, most of our monies are channeled, the funds in the country are channeled into building schools, because there are lots of students we are pumping into the school system. So we don't really have enough money to send resources to our various schools. I think we all have experience in it. The textbooks that we are supposed to be having in our various schools, we are not having all those textbooks. Home economics, yesterday we were discussing it. Some of the practical things that we will need. There are some schools who don't have. Gone were the days when home economics started in Ghana. They were using the switch stove to cook, prepare food. Their first food that they prepared was the cassava. They will use the switch stove to boil that cassava. But in this era too, you can still find schools who don't have cookers. Okay, so they have to resort to the traditional ways or improvise something so that our goal would met. So if the country doesn't have money, if the government doesn't have money to fuel it, we can make the best, we can design the best, but we can't be able to implement it. They will tell teachers to implement it. Okay, they'll give us money, and then you see that we will start going for strikes because they told us to give us money, and then the money didn't come. So what they are the curriculum we are not implementing again, and then we see that the thing that we started nicely, it has reached the point where we are not more doing it. So this is where we will end the class. This is we talked about the priorities and then the determinants. We talked about the issues, and then we talked about the determinants too. Next week, God willing, this is what the assignment I'm giving you, the curriculum development processes. It's still part of the unit 2. We are to read it and make notes out of it. Okay. Our class hasn't ended yet. We have to read it and make notes out of it. Next week, I'm expecting the whole class to talk. Today I gave 20 minutes and just a few people spoke in class. But next week, I'm expecting the whole class to talk because we have an hour and then to read all these. So we have the curriculum development processes. Let's read about curriculum development, the processes that are involved. And then there are some models. Okay, we have the Tyler model, the Wheeler cyclical model. So we look at the focus of each model. Okay, how that model are used by curriculum experts to develop our curriculum. And then we'll talk about all the 3 models. We have the Silbeck, the assignment here, the Silbeck situational model, and then the Wheeler's cyclical model, and the Tyler's the objective model. So we are ending the class here, as we always do. Questions, if you need more clarification, if you want to add up to something, if you have a concern, this is where we do it. So do you have any questions for me? You need more clarification on some parts. You think you should add up to some parts? Madam Rebecca.
Thank you, Madam. Please, with the basic issues, if we are to list them, are they supposed to follow a sequential order, or we are just to list them anyhow? Thank you.
All right. So yeah, it's not supposed to be in any order. Okay. These are just the basic issues. So if you realize, if you are talking about, you can talk about evaluation, then talk about goal. It shouldn't be in any order. They are not in any order.
Okay, Madam. Thank you.
Madam Rebecca, Madam Akusia.
Madam, please, during the lesson presentation, you made mention that in grouping the students, we should mix them. If I stand to be corrected, we should mix them in the group. What if I'm treating a topic about, let's say, a home economics topic that I want to blend with gender roles? Then I want to test if my male students can actually also cook. Then maybe during the practical, they said, during the practical, when you mix the female and the male learners together, at the end of the day, the male learners will group somewhere and sit down while they wait for the female learners to prepare the food. So what if I want to test if my male learners can equally also cook, or I want them to also learn the processes of cooking? So I decided to group, not to mix them in the group, but separate the boys from the girls. Will that be okay, Madam? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So when I was explaining that, I gave an exception. Okay, that instances where I remember I used this example that if you want to teach physical changes in boys and girls, okay, you want to group the boys so that they will know that we girls will see that, oh, this is the change that all the boys here have beard, and then all the girls have something protruding in their and their front, so they have breasts. If you want to do that, it's fine. Okay, but the idea of mixing students is to make sure that you see what you are trying to say. You're just grouping boys, you're just grouping girls. Most of the boys know how to cook. If you take 10, you get like just 2 of the boys who know how to cook. Okay. Why don't you think when you mix girls with the boys, you see those who don't know how to cook, the girls will try to tell them if he's cutting, the girl will be like, this is not how we cut it this way. But if it's boy to boy, all he knows is that you're using the knife to cut something, you're cutting something. If you're using onion, probably the onions you're not supposed to dice it, but the boy is dicing, we are just cutting onions. They will not get the needed help or the assistance. Okay. But if you add girls to the group, it will be a form of learning will take place very fast. Okay, with the boys, they'll finish everything, then you come and correct it. But the girls will be there to correct you. Oh, this is not how we do it. It will lessen your burden. But this case that you are trying to say, it's a different one. If you want to see that my boys know how to cook, that is different. I want to know if my boys know how to cook. It's a different case, and then the boys will cook and the girls will cook. But this fact exists that girls are good cooks than boys. Okay, so why don't you blend them so that even though they don't know how to cook, they know some parts of it which the girls will help them to do more. So putting them in mixed abilities is just to lessen your burden. Okay, your students will help them. Okay, the girls will help the boys. It's not like they'll finish everything and then you will now come to help them. And I'll say, you okay?
Okay, I'm okay, madam. Thank you. Yes, madam, I'm okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Madam Rebecca.
Yes, madam, please, under the scope, the breadth and depth, I didn't get it all. Can you please come over again? Thank you.
Okay. The breadth and depth of the scope. So the breadth is how wide is it? It is okay, and the depth is how deep it is. So we've used the horizontal and the vertical relationship to associate it. You get it from this point. The horizontal,
yes,
how wide it is, the breadth, the depth, how vertical it is. So like one talks about how wide it is, one talks about how deep it is. So the scope, the breadth, it gives you a wide range of topics that you will need. If you're a home economics student, you are exposed to a wide range of topics. You are in food and nutrition, so you learn foods, you learn nutrients, you learn portion control. There are various topics that you learn, but the depth will tell each topic how deep you will dive into it. Okay, so when they are just talking about the scope, they write the depth of it, they list all those, and then they tell you how deep you should go into it. So you talk about the definition, you move to examples, then you relate examples to that in your field or your locality or your region, then it follows in that order. Please, are you okay with it?
Yes, please. So in addition to the depth, can we also refer it to as how detailed the scope is or the content you want to teach?
Perfect, madam.
Say again, please.
That's perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So,
Madam, mine is an addition to what my colleague just said with the breadth and the depth.
okay.
I think the new curriculum that we use at the basic school level, it's like the form 1, form 2, form 3. The strands they are all the same. It's just that at the basic 7, there is a limit to extent to which you can teach up to. So at basic 8, you build on the same thing. Basic 9, you build on it again. Does that one qualify for the depth and the depth breadth of what we
Yes.
are talking about here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Richard. Any contribution? All right. Then please use it's 10 o'clock. Please use this 1 hour to read the development, curriculum development, and the models. Next week, God willing, I'll surely ask you. We will all talk. We will all talk. All of us. I have Madam Abigail, Madam Akusia de Paz, Richard, Madam Bless, Madam Rebecca, Madam Celestine, Madam Charity, Madam Ellen, Madam Ellen, Madam Ellen Brago, Madam Ellen Kwanzaa, Madam. I have a lot of names here. We will all talk next week, God willing. Okay. So this is the point I will leave you to read on your own. Okay. So I'm still active till 11. If you want any clarification, you call my number and I'll be there to respond to you. Okay, so let's call it a day. Goodbye and then enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you,
Bye.
madam.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
madam.
very much.
Have a nice day.
Same to you.
Thank you, madam.
Hello, Sir Richard.
Hello, madam.
Please, the teacher's manual, have you posted it on the platform?
Yes, please, I did in the morning.
And then I didn't receive it, so which platform?
Oh, then
39.
no, I created a platform yesterday for the 3 centers handled by Madam Benis.
Okay.
Yeah, so I sent the link to our attachment platform for you to join.
Yes, I just saw the link this morning, so I joined, but I've not received the
Uh,
manual.
or then probably I did it before you came, so I'll repost it again for you, please.
Okay, thank you.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay.
Okay, clothing student, let's go for face to face.
So this afternoon, the lesson will not come up.
The
Nutrition,
what?
it will be tomorrow.
Please what?
The nutrition. When are we having the nutrition?
The nutrition. I don't know much about that, but for the clothing, we are going for face to face.
Today, yes, we are going
Yes.
for face to face.
For the nutrition is tomorrow, 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Tomorrow evening and Tuesday evening, 6.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for the information. Okay. So see you all next week.
All right.
Tomorrow on the nutrition, please post the link for us to join. Last week we couldn't join.
The nutrition platform, eh?
The nutrition link
Yes.
is not out yet. I think it will
It's not
come
out.
tomorrow.
It will come not today.
Last week we didn't see. I personally I didn't see any link. So tomorrow, but if God permits, they should share the link so that we all join.
Okay.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
which center are you?
That's what I'm saying.
Riverview.
Riverview.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Riverview. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, and then Mokwana.
Wow.